Okay, I'm back for part 3. We're going to be taking the plates apart. And as you can see, everything is nicely relaxed, no residual tension anywhere. And I've gone ahead and off camera used a small adjustable crescent wrench here to break all the nuts loose. Some of them weren't even tight, so they should all come off relatively easy by hand. And we'll separate the plates out, and this one here is going to require a little bit more wrenching. A small crescent wrench such as this is very convenient size to have, and I recommend using something like this as opposed to a pair of pliers, because it would be much more difficult to round the nuts off. You can't usually get a nut driver for these nuts because they're usually odd sizes. They're just little stamped brass nuts that are oops, I'm gonna round the edges off after all. That are just sort of were made by the clock company. Can you even see this? Not even. You know, these lights in here make it kind of hard to see the screen on this stupid thing, so it's not like I had a camera with an actual viewfinder where I could actually tell you that the image is in frame. So, and I'm trying to watch what I'm doing, not watching what I'm filming. Okay. It's typical for an American clock movement. There's 5 pillars, 5 pillar nuts. Okay. At this point, it's just a matter of lifting and pulling. And things will come out. Might want to go ahead and remove some of the wheels as the plates are separated enough to allow it. There's most of the time side right there. The escape wheel will have to come out with the top plate. Over here on the strike side, have all the various wheels and levers. And some of these levers, okay, some companies actually wrapped the brass wire springs around the pillars and then tied them off, whereas you can see Gilbert just merely looped them around with a hook, and so they don't have to be slid off of the top of the arbor. How dirty everything is. My. Okay. Still one more lever in there. See, the hook is just attached. The spring is just looped around the pillar. Here's the tail. So we can unhook it. This is the warning and unlocking lever. Okay. There's the escape wheel arbor. Release the escape wheel from the there we go. I said pretty filthy. The minute wheel and pinion. And then I have the, I put the nut back on that holds the minute hand. I took the hands off so I could have something to turn the arbor with. So there's the front plate now, freed of all of its other items. There's the hour wheel and tube. There we go. Man, look how loose that is. Jeez. Pin fell right out. What's this? This is the cannon pinion, and it's got a split in it. It's cracked. See that? Is that crack there? Let's see if I can try to zoom in on that. There's a split in that. This is pressed onto the shaft, and that's why it's not staying in the right position. That's why everything is so loose. So that will have to be repaired. Now let's continue removing parts from the back plate, shall we? There's the time side mainspring and great wheel. Of course, it's stuck down there, isn't it? Man, look how dirty my fingers have gotten from this thing. It's like working on a phonograph almost. The strike hammer was somewhat hard to remove because it has a very stout spring wrapped around that center pillar there for the return spring that causes the striking to occur. And then finally, we can remove the, which was somewhat difficult to remove. There's the strike side mainspring and great wheel, and the count wheel. That's the count wheel there that controls the striking. There's our center work pin. There's our back movement. So all these parts will get immersed in the cleaning solution and get cleaned. And then we will, probably similar to what I did on the Edison home phonograph, if you watch that video series, is I will prepare this and solder it. This is not going to be under as much stress as the pinion in that home phonograph was, so I won't have to put as much solder on it. What I'll do is I'll clean all this up. I'll grind a fillet, or I grind a chamfer on this edge of the hole and press this into position and then solder it in place. And I'll probably just solder it on that one side. I don't want to put any solder anywhere else. This shoulder here is the bearing for this wheel that drives the, this is the wheel that's driven by the second wheel in the time train. And then through that friction clutch, it drives this cannon pinion here. And of course, there's the lifting arm for the hour and half-hour strike. When it comes around for the hour, it'd be facing this way, so this is normal. When it comes around to the bottom of the hour, it contacts the tail of the strike hammer here and strikes the half hour. And then when it comes around to the top of the hour, it contacts the lifting arm, which has the warning lever and unlocking levers attached to it. And this loop right here is for attaching a fine piece of wire that would hang down for synchronizing the hours struck with the hour hand. So, lots of dirty parts. Very dirty movement. So we'll get this all cleaned up and we'll have to make some repairs. So, I'll see you for part 4.